The moment hit the internet like a bomb. October 29th, 2025, University of Mississippi. 1,000 cameras pointed at the same frame, and what they captured would ignite conspiracy theories, affair rumors, and an identity crisis within MAGA itself. But to understand what went so terribly wrong, we have to rewind 5 weeks earlier, to a tragedy that nobody saw coming. Charlie Kirk was riding high. The conservative activist had built Turning Point USA into a powerhouse, reaching millions of young Americans with his unfiltered political messaging. He was on top of the world. Then, on September 10th, 2025, everything changed. Kirk was speaking at Utah Valley University when a 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson walked in with a gun, one shot to the neck. Charlie Kirk fell, and within hours, he was dead. His wife, Erika, didn't even get to say goodbye that morning. She learned her husband had been executed through news alerts while he was still breathing his last. The widow was devastated, shattered, broken. But what happened next shocked everyone. 8 days after burying her husband, Erika Kirk accepted an offer to become CEO of Turning Point USA. 8 days. The MAGA world erupted. Critics accused her of moving too fast, of capitalizing on tragedy, of orchestrating some kind of power grab. But Erika had a different narrative. She wasn't running away from grief. She was running toward purpose. She was keeping Charlie's legacy alive. Fast forward to late October. Erika was invited to speak at a Turning Point event at Ole Miss. She hadn't done a public appearance since stepping into the CEO role, and the MAGA crowd was eager to see how she'd handle being back in the spotlight. She walked on stage, composed and powerful, and gave a speech that moved people. She talked about her loss, about finding meaning in chaos, and about how certain people reminded her of what Charlie stood for. The crowd listened. The cameras rolled. Then, everything spiraled. At the end of the event, Erika and JD Vance, who was there campaigning, shared an embrace. But this wasn't a normal hug. His hands were on her hips. Her fingers were through his hair. They held it for what felt like forever. Someone filmed it. Within hours, the clip had millions of views. Social media exploded. People weren't asking what they were comforting each other about. They were asking if something deeper was happening. Rumors about an affair started spreading like wildfire. Predictions of divorce by 2026. Conspiracy theorists connecting dots that probably didn't exist. But the scandal didn't stop there. That same night, at the exact same event, JD Vance made a comment that would overshadow everything. He talked about his wife, Usha, and said he hoped she would embrace Christianity the way he had been moved by faith in church. The words landed like a grenade in the MAGA base. Here was the Vice President of the United States, on stage with the widow of a conservative icon, making controversial statements about his wife's Hindu faith. Critics immediately accused him of throwing Usha under the bus, of suggesting that her religion wasn't good enough, of creating a religious test for being First Lady. The Hindu American Foundation fired back. They questioned why JD was pushing conversion narratives instead of engaging with his wife's faith as equals. Indian American politicians demanded an explanation. What was supposed to be a moment of political solidarity turned into a PR nightmare. The MAGA crowd, meanwhile, was wrestling with something deeper. If JD's wife doesn't convert to Christianity, can America accept a Hindu First Lady in 2028? That question festered beneath the surface of every conversation. Within 48 hours, professional lip readers analyzed the viral hug frame by frame. They claimed JD said, "I'm proud of you." And Erika responded with something that sounded like, "It's not going to bring him back." Whether that reading was accurate or not, it fueled more speculation. If JD was proud of her, for what? If she said that, was she implying JD had some other agenda? The internet filled in the blanks with theories, memes, and conspiracy videos. Then the questions started getting darker. Why did Charlie Kirk have to die right when his organization needed him most? Who really was Tyler Robinson? And what was his actual motive? Why did Erika move so quickly into the CEO seat? Was there something nobody was seeing? YouTube channels dedicated entire videos to connecting suspicious dots. Candace Owens posted cryptic comments suggesting cover-ups. The mood shifted from scandal to something murkier. Genuine questions about what was really going on behind closed doors. J.D. Vance tried to clean things up by clarifying his faith comments. He said his wife had no plans to convert and that he respected her beliefs, but he never addressed the hug. He never explained why an embrace with a grieving widow, while making controversial statements about his own wife's religion, looks so damaging. The silence spoke volumes. Meanwhile, Erika did a Fox News interview where she addressed the cameras analyzing every move, but sidestepped the affair accusations entirely. Usha Vance said nothing. Complete public silence from the vice president's wife, while her husband's comments about her faith sparked a national conversation. What started as a moment of grief became a political earthquake. The MAGA movement, built on family values and strong Christian identity, was suddenly wrestling with uncomfortable questions. Was their VP's marriage in trouble? Was there something inappropriate happening with the widow of their fallen hero? Did America accept Hindu faith at the highest levels of government? These weren't small questions. They were existential ones about what the movement actually stood for. The scandal exposed fractures that had been hidden for years, and as of November 2025, nobody had really moved past it. The questions remained unanswered, the hug remained analyzed, and the conversation about faith, family, and power in MAGA's America continued to simmer just beneath the surface.